What is going on? 3-game winning streak. Bills are now 9-3 after taking care of the New England Patriots up in Foxborough, 24-10. I think we put a lot of the panic at rest, James. But we're gonna talk about that game tonight a little bit. We're gonna talk about, hey, do we feel that Bill Belichick threw in the towel? A lot of questions about the minute and 52 seconds left, 2 timeouts, and just letting the Bills run the clock out. We're gonna talk about, obviously everybody is on Beckham watch. Something's gonna happen this week. It's going down, but there has been some questions that has risen as if he can even play in 2022. So we'll talk about that. And the last thing is James' favorite topic. We're going to talk about the running back. James Cook taking on a little bit of an expanded role. James, what's up? What's up to
Listen, I'm ready, man. Hey,
Really?
thank you for tuning in, everybody. We're going to get after it tonight like we always do, but I'm ready to talk that talk. I usually say JT talking that talk. I'm ready to talk that talk tonight, man. Let's get it.
All right. We'll be right back. Go Bills. Yes, as we were talking about it before. No big deal, right? The Bills just marched into Foxborough Thursday night game and actually literally run the ball down the Patriots' throats. Unexpectedly, I'd say it was unexpected. It caught me off guard, right? Ran the ball down their throats and won the third game in a row. Kind of stopped the panic because we gotta admit there was a little bit of panic in Bills Mafia setting in after the two losses in the AFC East. So we finally got the one. It's New England. Um, Obviously, like so and we're gonna talk about it. Odell Beckham. We have to talk about it now. I
Yep.
know for people who said they got tired of hearing it, I get it, but something's gonna happen this week, right? Um, but no, let's get back to this game. Obviously, the Bills went to New England. They beat the Patriots 24-10. Josh Allen, very efficient game. 22 of 33, 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. James Cook was your lead back this week, 14 carries, 64 yards. And our guy Devin, 13 carries, 51 yards and a touchdown. Usage of the backs. Got 9 highs involved. Stephon Diggs leading receiver, 7 catches, 92 yards. And our guy Isaiah McKenzie had another decent game at 5 catches for 44 yards. So, James, what did you think of the game? Do you think the Bills' game plan caught the Patriots off guard? And hell, did it catch you off guard?
Um, Now I loved it. What a lot of fans aren't realizing right now is that the Bills are winning like they've won in multiple different ways.
Mm.
It's a whole bunch of different ways we've won this year.
Yeah.
We've won throwing the ball all over the yard. Rams game. We won ugly. Detroit
Browns game, Lions game, yeah.
Yeah, we won ugly, right?
Mm-hmm.
We won running the ball, like literally just turning back and handing the ball off. Patriots game. So this is probably the most dangerous Bills team we've seen in the McDermott era. Definitely, because are we confident enough to say that we had a team before that can win just running the ball or just throwing the ball? I don't know. But this team has shown it. They've shown it. So that's very encouraging to me. So just watching them kind of come through like that, Then you got Cook running the ball pretty well now.
Yeah.
Still some things as a running back I would like him to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Singletary, obviously he's solid as a rock. And Naeem Hines is a weapon, right? Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, McKenzie. Thank you for having a few catches, but still not number 3 receiver numbers. But I ain't gonna go there. But no, he has been productive the last 2 weeks. He has definitely came up.
Definitely.
Stepped up. He's definitely stepped up the last 2 weeks. So I like it.
No, I agree with you. They won this game in a different fashion. And we always talk about it, right? You can't be one-dimensional. Now, I know we can go back to last season, telling the last year when we played teams like the Falcons and Carolina and the Jets, Miami, where we were actually running the football effectively and kind of saying running the wins. But it felt forced, right? We know that if you know, okay? I'll just put it that way. You know that was not necessarily the game plan that our OC wanted to use. It was a game plan that he was told to use. But it seems that, this past game, this was not someone. I don't think anybody was told to do anything. It was like, hey, we're gonna try to catch these guys off guard. And obviously, we said the week that the Bills ran for that both running backs had 86 yards on Detroit Lions, like, hey, this may jumpstart something. And here we go. Here's another game where we're getting massive. I wouldn't say massive. I'm not going to use the word massive production if I'm running back, but very solid production, we'll say, right?
Yeah. So we had Cook had 80. How much last game?
Oh, against the Patriots?
Yeah.
Cook had 64. No, he had 64, and Singletary had 51.
Okay.
So you had 115. You had 115 from your running backs.
Okay.
And that's not including Josh's 20, which the Patriots did a pretty good job of bottling Josh up, as far as running. I mean, keeping him out of scrambling X yards for the pocket. So, I mean, like I said, nothing great, but it was 4.2 yards to carry. That's solid. It's very solid.
64 yards a game. If Cook averaged 64 yards a game, he'll be 1,000-yard back.
Yeah.
That's 1,000-yard back.
Like, I think that sometimes people think that when you say 1,000-yard back, that these guys have to run for 100, 150 a game, 120 a game, and they feel no, you don't. It's just a 1,000-yard back is just a solid back. A 1,200-yard back, in my opinion, is a good back, and as you start getting to 1,400 and over, that's an elite back. I mean, I think that's the proper judgment as far as where yardage goes. And obviously, we have to tie in things of like usage and things like such as that. But I think general consensus will say, hey, that's probably your plateaus of how you grade your running back tiers. But no, solid production. And once again, Devin Singletary, as I said last week, the week before, he's a very viable option within the 10-yard line. And he showed that again, another touchdown scored. And we were just saying last week that with all the QB powers that ran over the last couple of years, Josh has probably stolen like maybe 8 to 10 touchdowns easy from Devin Singletary. And then obviously Zach Moss was getting him his rookie year.
Yeah.
Was getting the goal line carry. So this is a guy he's showing his worth,
Yeah. I'm very encouraged by what I've been seeing from the team. We won with dudes injured, key players injured.
Yeah.
Like our quarterback of the defense, both our safeties didn't play a good chunk of the season. Our best cornerback didn't play a good chunk of the season. Our best defensive end has been injured now. And we're still 9-3, man. I don't think people realize, every key player we've had, knock on wood, outside of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, have missed the game this year.
And too, before I know we're gonna talk about Cook a little later, he also added 5 catches for 41 yards. So overall, a very good day for the rookie, his best day period.
Yep.
I want to talk about obviously the New England offense we knew was good. No one really had much respect for the New England offense coming into this game. Mac Jones was 22 of 36 for 195 yards, 1 touchdown. Without Damian Harris, all the pressure will be on Ramondre Stevenson. And I'm going to say, man, that guy's a hell of a back. Ramondre Stevenson.
He runs some bucket in his heart.
Yeah, he's a hell of a back. He had 10 carries, 54 yards, and 5.4 yards a carry, but he had to fight for a lot of that yardage, man. So I want to say, kudos to the Bills defense keeping them in check. Obviously, our guy Tremaine Edmonds returned, and you can see a well of a difference.
They got
Tremaine in there.
I don't know why they may be talking to the agent now. It's not much of a discussion anymore. You got to pay him.
Yeah. And think about it. Outside of that bubble screen to Marcus Jones beginning the game, the Patriots got nothing. Again, this would be the third game in a row that they've played against Buffalo. Oh, actually, maybe fourth game. Let me go check that really quick. Let's see, 33 to 21, 47 to 17, 24 to 10, and then 38 to 9. If you skip the game where we had the weather issue in Buffalo, New England also hasn't done anything against Buffalo in 4 games.
Yeah, they're not playing with them, man. I'm very encouraged by, like I said, what I've seen. Honestly, like I said, why it shouldn't even be a discussion. We need to pay Tremaine Edmonds.
Do you think that this Bills game? I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Tremaine Edmonds. I'm not even going to talk about Tremaine Edmonds tonight because I think that's something that we just to do something totally separate on and just break that down like we did on him last year. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Because there's a lot of positives there, and there's a lot of questions about money and financials. See if we can fit this in, but good news on the upside, on the good news side, positive side. They did say that they think the NFL salary cap is going to raise to $220 million next year. It's at 208 now, so that would be the highest it's ever been. Obviously, 208 is the highest it's ever been right now, and it's going to continue to go up. But they're questioning the TV money and when that's going to kick in. But they're thinking maybe 220, which obviously helps the bill out a lot to resign a guy like Tremaine Edmonds, the extra $12 million. When we're already looking to be possibly starting next offseason, $3 million under the cap. I'm thinking. $3 million in the red. So. But either way, now, do you think that the Patriots, even though we're dominating them, right, this team gets up to play them? If I feel like this is like, I felt like this game couldn't fall at a better time period.
Yep.
Specifically, New England.
They was whooping on us for so long.
Mm.
It's like, that game is self-motivation. Like, you hear Patriots, oh, yeah, it's showtime. You know what I mean? Like, even the guys, obviously, a lot of them weren't even on the team during those years, right? But when you hear that, you know what time it is, man. It's the energy in the building, the urgency around the town. Like, hey, we want to pound them, keep showing them that we rule the division now.
As a fan, right? And this is probably the first time in some years that I didn't get excited for a Patriot game. I'm being honest with you. I didn't get excited for the Patriot game, and I didn't. I don't know why. I know why. Because I just felt like they're not the same New England. Like, we should smash them every time we play them. And mind you, this is a very, very, very bad thing to do. You never look past an opponent, right?
Yep.
I'm already looking to that Dolphin game. Before this Patriot game even happened, I had that Dolphin game circled because I feel like Buffalo's going to win this one, and they should win the next one versus the Jets. I'm looking past New England now.
I think they're going to – yeah, I hear you, and we never want to do that, especially with a division opponent. I think the Bills are going to be up this week. They're going to be up because of what happened last time.
Because they took.
I think they're going to smack them. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think they're going wax Miami too.
Yeah. And then if they do that, then we'll be sitting at 11-3. We'll be sitting at the top of the AFC East for all you AFC East champion wannabe fans. I'm not calling you wannabe fans, but you guys want the Bills to be the AFC East champ so bad. I get it. I think we'll lock that in if we do that. But no, I'm happy with the way this team played. I think they came out, they played physical. They stepped on the Patriots' neck, I thought, from the beginning of the game. They let them hung around a little bit, but no, it is what it is. Like I said, I think Josh was taking what the defense gave him. Forced it a couple times, got a little lucky a couple times. And one of the biggest things I want to talk about is obviously the throw that he made to Gabe Davis for the touchdown. That I wanted to find a picture of it. I couldn't find it actually. Don't know why. I probably was just looking too late. But that's the type of throw that makes him great, but that's also the type of throw that makes him a headache.
Yep.
The fan in me says we have a quarterback that can make that throw. But I guess you'll say the analyst in me says, dude, that is one of the worst throws that you can make. And it wouldn't be as bad of a throw to me if we hadn't thrown those other interceptions in the red zone all these other weeks.
I get it. I'm with you. You know, and that's what make unique players. That's what make elite players. Elite players do things that good players don't do or don't dare do, right? And elite players make that happens for elite players. Good players that'd be picked off 99% of the time. Elite players, they're able to make them throws, and we sit here having this conversation about it because it was a touchdown. You know, so that's what makes an elite player. Those little things right there. That's what makes a player good or elite.
And I get it. Like I said, there are gonna be throws like that. It's just specifically around the red zone. I want him to be more cautious. Because like I said, when you really take those other losses we have, they're like a combined 8 points.
Yep.
And we've had multiple turnovers in I feel like in almost every game inside that red zone that could have really won us the games. You know? So it was to me, it was a bonehead throw. It once again, you're one step from out of bounds. You're at the 10-yard line. Why try it?
Yep.
Go out of bounds, throw the ball out of bounds, whatever. Live to play another down. Take the 3 if you have to. And the only reason, and like I said, I don't want to sound like a Josh Allen hater. I'm not trying to be that or overly critical of him. But I do feel that we have to hold him accountable, like I said before, that we hold other players accountable.
Yep.
Now, mind you, that's when they say that he's compared to Brett Favre. Those type of throws are what we're talking about and what people are talking about and analysts are talking about. You're going to live and die with him.
Yeah. I don't think he's as and I get the comparison. I don't think he's nearly as reckless as Brett Favre was. Brett Favre was that was a whole nother level, JT. You know that.
Yeah.
That dude used to be wilding with some of those throws, but it's like and it's a fair comparison. Because it's in that same mode, so to say, right? Where he's gonna take the chance. He's not afraid. He has an elite arm strength. You know, he's gonna try to put the ball there.
No, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like I said, so James asked, if you guys can make that throw, do you think he saw the flag and knew that he had a free play because of defensive holding? I don't think he did.
No, he did.
That's just Josh.
Because he celebrated after he seen it was a defensive penalty. He was looking at like what's the flag for? And once he seen it was a defensive penalty, he celebrated. So he knew it was. His whole body, the body language would have been different.
No, that makes sense. You know, I don't know. Like I said, he made the throw. It's a touchdown. We won the game. I'm not going to be overly critical of it, but those are the type of throws that scare me, especially when we've been struggling in the red zone. Because I think Anthony Farrell pointed out that because we've been scoring the last couple of weeks, I think we jumped from 21st in the red zone ranking to 15th. So I think we'll see that number continue to go up, especially as we get this running game going more and more. And hopefully we can finish the season in the top 10 like we normally do. I mean, normally we're in the top 5 of red zone offense. So, but nah, man, you know, other than that, I mean, it's New England, you know. The other question of the game was, like I said earlier, minute 52 left. New England down by 2 scores, 2 timeouts, or all 3 timeouts, whatever. I forgot it was 2 timeouts or 3 timeouts. And Bill Belichick elected to let the Bills run the clock out. And a lot of people are not happy. A lot of analysts are saying, hey, he threw in the towel. James, I mean, do you think he threw in the towel?
I don't look at it that way.
Okay.
I don't. I look at it as a simple fact where the score doesn't always indicate the game. That game was over, man. It was over. Nothing good was going to come of that. So, you know, I get it. I don't consider that throwing in the towel. What they did throwing in the towel. Is it borderline what I have done as a coach? No. I wouldn't have done it as a coach. But I get the logic. I understand why he did it. Not saying I would have, but everybody know that I'm a aggressive.
Why wouldn't you have done it as a coach?
Because I'm aggressive. I'm my mindset is, dude, the score could be, we could be down 35-7. The score, 2 minutes left. What I'm thinking is, onside kick, get the ball, score real quick. Onside kick. Like, that's me. That's me. Like, anything can happen. Crazy things have happened in the football game. Me personally, I wouldn't have. I would have kept my boys fighting. I would have stayed engaged. I would have stayed locked in. Not saying he wasn't engaged and locked in, but I understand why. Not saying I agree, but I get why he did it.
I think he's mentally defeated when it comes
really.
To literally when it comes to Buffalo, Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, I think he's mentally defeated, and I do, and it's. Listen, I mean no disrespect to Bill Belichick when I say that either. But it comes to a point where it's just like, yo, we just can't beat these guys.
They'll have a new quarterback next year, in my opinion.
It may be an old face in a new place.
Yeah.
Or a retread in Tom Brady. I
think more Jimmy G, in my opinion.
I can see Jimmy G. I mean, listen, I realized that Bill Belichick, and I said this 2 years ago, the minute Tom Brady left, he would never be able to rebuild the Patriots again. Because he had let's call it the greatest quarterback of all time.
Anybody who don't say that is drug testing.
Drug testing.
See what that man did last night?
Yeah, I saw it. Like I said, he had a franchise quarterback for 20 years, the best quarterback in the league, in history of the league, for 20 years, who helped him out by taking massive pay cuts. I'm not talking about $4 or $5 million on the table. I'm talking about 10 to 18, sometimes 20 million on the table, because he could have asked any contract. He could have. I said then he was not going to be able to rebuild this. And when he signed John O. Smith and he signed Hunter Henry, he was going back to the double tight end well, trying to recreate Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. And I said then, this dude don't know what the hell he's doing when it comes to building this team. And it was specifically because of Buffalo. He's never spent money in free agency the way he has. All the signs there, it points to he's mentally defeated. He does not know how to overcome Buffalo. And I gave him a game plan and a blueprint to overcome Buffalo 2 years ago. He should have went to the Giants. That's how you overcome them. You just don't deal with them.
I think that would have been a smart move for him to go to the Giants.
It was the best move for him, and I kept saying that this was not gonna. It was never gonna be rebuilt. You're not gonna be able to do it. Mm-hmm. It's just not gonna happen. And I think he threw in the towel. I think he gave up, and I think he's wrong for it. And now I think that since he did that, I think mentally New England season may be over.
I think it was over already. I think they know they got the most they could out. They're getting the most they could out of Mac Jones. So JT, out of all their big money free agents, outside of Matthew Judon, who's worked out?
I don't know if you can say any of them worked out. I mean, I'll give Hunter Henry a pass because I think that the quarterback play height out of everybody has directly affected him. But out of all the free agents, yeah, the only one that has worked out, I would say, guaranteed was Judon. Mm-hmm. He's never been able to sign free agents like that, though. That's never been his strong point, and neither has been his drafting skill position players. Yeah. You know, then you go and you hire Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as co-offensive coordinator. Joe Judge is special teams coordinator. Matt Patricia is a DC. Like I said, he's mentally exhausted with Buffalo. But at the same time, him being mentally exhausted with Buffalo and giving up, Bill Belichick will never officially throw in his towel. He's going to probably be enamored with Buffalo at the same time of being obsessed with beating him.
Yeah.
And that's why you're never going to do it.
He's going to try. We know that. But Hey, it's a lot different when you got a quarterback.
Yeah. I thought he threw in the towel, man. Overall, I thought he threw in the towel, and I thought that it was I thought it was horrible. It took me back to a time period where you were pissed off at the NFL and you refused to throw in the towel when you were up by 30 or 40 points against teams, and you were throwing it deep. Remember that year?
That's when they had the boss.
Randy Moss, yeah, and Walker. They were pissed at the NFL about the fines and the lost draft picks and everything like that, and you refused to throw in the towel when you had teams down by 20 points or more. And last, you were still throwing the ball, running the scores up. So don't throw in the towel now.
Yep.
Don't throw it in now. You throw it in then. Let Mac play. Let Mac cook, right? They say or something like that. Let him cook. Like I said, man, I was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I was very disappointed in Belichick, and I'm with you. I would have fought to the end, especially 2-score game, win at 52 left.
Yeah, we fighting. We going out with a bang.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this ball back. I'm gonna try to score. I'm gonna kick onside kick. It's a 1-score game. He gave up.
Yep.
He gave up. And any New England fan that says anything differently, then no, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Bill Belichick threw in the towel. And oh well. Moving on. Obviously, everybody knows that we're an Odell Beckham watch, and we've been on Odell Beckham watch, this feels, since training camp. And this week is coming to a head. He visited Buffalo last week Friday. He visited the Giants already, and now I think he's wrapped up his visit with Dallas. But there's been some interesting information that has come out. Now, mind you, I kind of knew this beforehand of why this was taking so long, but I would never mention certain things on air. It's just not my way to do stuff. There's a good chance that Odell Beckham Jr. will not play in the year 2022. And it was brought to light by Jerry Jones on a radio show today when they asked him, or Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, when they asked him how confident was he with the Cowboys in signing Odell Beckham. And he said to the point, Odell Beckham is not working out for any team. So he's not showing anybody what he has or if he's healthy or anything. He's not going to work out for you. And obviously, we're going to what? This is like 9 months from the injury?
So, yeah, he got February, so yeah, 9.
Yeah. No one knows if he's good to go or if he's even going to be cleared for football activities. So that's complicating things. So I think me and James, we got to talk about this because would you want the Bills to pull out of that race if you don't know if he's healthy?
Absolutely. Right now, yeah. I mean, if you're talking about signing them in March, okay. But if we're talking about now, I think it's too much energy being spent in the media on the guy. And I said it on the show a few weeks ago. Why are we talking about the dude that we want, let's get OBJ, when we don't even know what he gonna look like this year? You know what I'm saying? Like I said that. Like,
yeah, you did.
For you to come in here and think he's just gonna be, not you personally, but in general, think he's gonna be just a major upgrade. We don't know yet until he's fully healthy. We don't know where he is at health wise. Everybody recovers different. It's the second ACL tear on the same knee. We don't know what's going to happen.
All right. So obviously, I was telling you, I kind of knew this already, somewhat that he may not play in 2022. So my thinking on the topic is this, right? I would love to have him for this season. I would love to have him for this playoff run. Even if he's not fully ready to go or if he's not fully back himself, I'd still love to have him on this roster. At what price? Now that's where it gets tricky, right? Obviously, with the Rams, we know that he made $4.25 million with the Rams for the rest of the season, the half season that he played with them. But we do know it was also mostly incentive based. Playoff incentives. If the Rams made divisional round, that was money. If the Rams made the conference championship, that was money. If the Rams made the Super Bowl, that was the biggest incentive. And obviously, he hit every single incentive. I would still want the Bills to bring him in even if he cannot play in 2022. Now, I structured a contract for that to say, for that. Now, obviously, he's a veteran. He has over 4 years. He can't get paid under $990,000 of salary. Obviously, we know that the Bills have about somewhere like somewhere in the between $2 and $3 million in cap space. So you are going to lose a little bit of money as far as your salary cap goes. But this is the reason I want to bring him in now. And this is the main reason I believe that the Giants are high up on this list, is because he may not possibly play in 2022, which makes a lot of sense. Gabe Davis is going to be entering to a contract year next year. We have no idea what that entails. We have no idea if Gabe Davis is going to be back here. We don't know if the Bills are going to offer. We don't know what ballpark we're talking about possibly having to pay Gabe Davis if we're going to retain him.
His number scares me.
Right, because the receiver market has ballooned. So I don't know where we stand there. The other aspect is we already went through one whole season here, or almost a whole season, as Isaiah McKenzie, our number 3 receiver. And we've both said on this show, he's way too damn inconsistent to be a number 3. Well, if you give an Isaiah $2 million, I'd be glad to give Odell Beckham $1 million. I'm sorry. The other aspect is this. Von Miller is a leader on this team. You brought him in to be a voice. Trust in Von a little bit here. If Von's saying you need to get this dude, then get him. But the way I would do it is this. I would sign him this week to a 2-year deal. Up to $8 million. And the reason I say up to $8 million is the reason for that. Year 1 right now, if he can't play, I'm gonna give him a contract of $990,000. But this year is going to be fully incentive late now, fully incentive based contract pretty much. $990,000 salary. Well, let's load it with incentives. Let's try to get him up to $3 million if we make the Super Bowl and all that stuff. But with playing time,
yep.
Right? Boom. That brings us up to about almost $4 million we gave him this year. All right, now we have him going into next season. So we have our 3 receivers, depending on what happens with Gabe and what the situation is. Odell Beckham. Well, he's healthy now. We know he's healthy. We're going into March. I would give him a $1 million salary for 2023. But I give him a roster bonus for March for $2 million. Now we got him up to $3 million. Now that other $2 million, you're going to have to earn that through incentives. How you want to do it, 60 catches, 700 yards, however you want to play that out, time played, whatever. You figure that out. But I think that's the way we can do it, because I think one of the biggest things that you have to realize is we can't always plan for today with this team. And the reason I say that is because the money is too tight to be able to do that. We have to make moves ahead of time. Yeah. Because when you get into free agency and you get into the offseason, you're in a bidding war with 31 other teams. Right now for Odell Beckham services, it's really us and 2 teams. It's us, the Giants, and the Cowboys. The Giants could give him a 3-year deal right now, and he doesn't play one down in 2022, and it's okay for them because this is a future move. Dallas, I don't see them doing that. I don't see Jerry Jones going that route. But Buffalo, if we can do it, I say do it still.
That makes sense, JT. When you put it like that, it makes a ton of sense to me. Because I'm in the camp of believing they're going to cut Isaiah McKenzie the first day of the league year. I think he's going to be gone. Mm-hmm. So, when you kind of look at it, it would make sense. Me personally, I don't know, man. I'll be reluctant to make the move, but I wouldn't be mad for making the move, if that makes sense. So, especially if you fill it up with incentives, he's going to be motivated to ball and get that payday, right? So That's why it makes what you explained makes sense to me.
And that's the biggest thing. If you make, he has to earn it. We're not gonna go all Percy Harvin. Okay, yeah. We're not gonna give somebody money coming in off the street, and then they'll play a down or two. You know what I mean? Let's not do that. Make them earn it. But let's be fair. Let's meet them in the middle. Because like I tell you right now, this is why the Giants are on this list. Because I think that he realizes there's a possibility he may not be playing in 2022.
Yeah.
And that's where the Giants come into play. I was talking to you earlier, and I said I remember a situation like this. Well, we're actually talking about Baker Mayfield, but this is very similar to Sean Merriman.
Lights out.
When we claimed Merriman, we didn't have a winning team. Okay?
No.
And he was injured, but it was a future move. It was like, yeah, we're going to claim him now, and guess what? Next year we'll have him to play, and then we'll see what happens. I think you could do the same thing with Beckham.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I would understand as long as it's no crazy amount of money. But I think he's going to get more money than we all expect, though.
Yeah, well, you know? What do you think? What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I think somebody's going to give him 8 to 10.
Really? Out of these three? The Giants can afford it. I don't think the Cowboys can afford to give it. But the Giants can. That's what scares me most. If the Giants can do what the hell they want to do.
Yep.
No matter which way they go, they can't do any wrong. They're 7-4-1 now, and the wheels are getting ready to fall off their season. And they've already overachieved, and they're getting ready for next season. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
We're going to see.
We're going to see.
Days.
Yeah, it's coming. Like I said, man, he was out there in Dallas, at the Mavericks game with the Cowboys. I still think it's going to end up being I don't know. I keep saying it now. I don't know. I don't know where he's going to end up. I don't know where he's going to end up. This is difficult. But moving on, when we find out something, if you find out something, well, I guess we'll all find out soon.
Exactly, it's coming.
We find out first, we'll let you know. If y'all find out first, let us know. But yeah, you know what? Our guy James Cook, right? This is a guy that when Sarah was on the show a couple weeks ago, we were talking about his role, and I know. Remember, she was saying that. She was kind of disappointed because he was supposed to come in here and be effective in the pass game, and he struggled with the pass game. That's one of the things he struggled with, right?
Yep.
And I said, hey, don't take him out the game plan, because I keep saying that this is going to be your RB1 next year, for multiple reasons. I keep saying that. I like the fact that they did not take him out the game plan this week. I thought they did last week, but this week they kept him in. And you're rewarded with 105 of total yardage. 64 on the ground, 41 through the air.
Yep.
A total 18 touches, I believe. No, not 8. Is it 18 touches? Let me make sure I got that right. Because he had 14. Total of 19 touches he had this game. What'd you think of the rookie's performance, man? And I want you to give me a couple of things that you do want him to work on as running back. I mean, I think a lot of people love to hear what you're seeing from a running back's view that say, hey, I'd like to see this from him and that from him.
I'm starting to see he's starting to get comfortable, right? As a running back, you got to be comfortable in regards to what you're doing. I can tell y'all why at times he's not comfortable. You notice he trips a lot.
He's going too fast.
No, if you trip a lot, that means that your body is ahead of your brain, right? You're trying to do too much at once instead of just everything is just fluid, right? He's not everything. He's just moving so fast. He's trying to do so much. He's tripping over his own feet because he's thinking, all right, get up out of here. Okay, well, do I do this and do it? Like, it's just this brain overload for him right now. And so that's causing him, you're seeing a lot of not bloopers, but
yeah,
due to lack of a better term, blooper things, like just random balls. That's where that's happening. Once he gets comfortable, oh boy. He's going to be dangerous. He's going to be dangerous because he can play some football, man. That dude can play some football.
And like I said, NFL bloodline, he'll have an NFL offseason. And it is a lot different than a college offseason. He'll have an NFL offseason. He'll be out there with Devin. But I keep saying he's comfortable running the football. He's getting better at running between the tackles too. But he's comfortable running the football, and let's utilize that. If he's not comfortable in the pass game on screen plays and things like such, then we have Naeem Hines. That's what we need to be using him for. Not necessarily these jet sweeps that we're giving to him that we're keying the defense off the, hey, Hines is going to the outside.
Yep.
Okay. This is what we want to see at this point in the year. we were talking about in the preseason when we thought we were going to have 3 backs, about holding him back a little bit, let him get more and more, and having him ready to go for the playoff run in December, January, and then hopefully February. Well, this is the point that we were talking about. This is the point that he's at now.
Yep. Yeah, taking the training wheels off now, where you kind of you didn't want to force him into action. You wanted to slowly bring him along, and then now you can start to take the training wheels a little bit and let him kind of rock out, and then see what you got. So now you're gonna go into the playoffs with 3 running backs who can produce, and then you got 1 on the practice squad. God forbid if one of them hurt, who have valuable reps in this league and has had reps this year.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, we'll take read a couple comments here. Ray Cruz says, yes, and I'll get to your question too, Cody. I do see about Singletary. Ray Cruz says, yes, brain overload exactly his problem. James Franny says he needs to be patient. He will be unbelievable as soon as he does. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Cody Wells also says, talking about that, James, I've noticed it seems that Singletary's gotten a lot better at waiting for an opening to go. I feel like he used to try to go before the gap was there, in my opinion. It's good, good evaluation there.
What we call as coaches in the NFL call it slow to, fast through. Slow to it, fast through it. A lot of people are fast to it and slow through it. That don't work. So you got to be slow to it and fast through it. You got to let the play develop. Once you see it, go. And that's very, very difficult for young running backs, man, because most of the time, most running backs come into the league that they were so much better physically, they can get away with that, because they were so gifted. But everybody's gifted, and them dudes are like ridiculously like athletic on defense, like super duper fast, like JT. Like super duper fast. You know what I mean? So if you try, that's not gonna work. So you got to really understand how to develop, set your blocks up, where the blocks develop, and then understand how to properly run the ball.
Cindy Martini Jackson says, I think he stays, especially in the fact that Josh Cummins is his favorite player. I think he's talking about Motor. I think he will fight for him. Yeah, and I want to speak to that. Josh has a lot of pull. Obviously, I don't know. Why am I even announcing that? We know that Josh has a lot of pull. Okay, but no. Going back to Cody Wells' point before we move on, continue to talk about James Cook here. Do you think that Singletary's going next season? Not in a negative way.
I think they find a way to bring him back. That's my opinion. It's gonna be a short, maybe a 2-year deal.
It's tough for me, man. It's really tough for me because I know how valuable and I know how good this dude is. On the other hand, he has to go into probably the deepest running back free agent class that we've maybe ever seen.
It's deep.
That's a bigger problem than Buffalo or somebody paying him, is the fact that he's in there with Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, and a slew of other guys that normally wouldn't be on the market at one time. And you may even have to throw Ezekiel Elliott's name in that list too.
He'll be there. If Dallas get out of that contract,
he'll be there. Exactly. So, and Leonard Fournette may be on. You know what I mean? There's a lot of names that it's just, I don't know, man. I would love to see him back, but me knowing this dude and liking him as an individual, and I'll just be honest. Hell, it's my show. I'll be honest. I told Devin when we were speaking to his face, like, don't take no shorts. Don't take a hometown discount. Go get your money, because I specifically told him this is because he's a running back, and the shelf life is so short for running backs. So I don't care. I guess I'll say I told him, like, listen, man, get as much as you can on that open market because of the position he plays. So I hate to see him back in Buffalo on some type of 1 year, $3 million deal. I don't want to see it.
I think it's going to happen, JT.
You're probably right.
He's not going to sign somewhere unfamiliar.
I don't think so. He loves Buffalo. He loves Buffalo. I want you guys to know that. He loves the city of Buffalo. He loves being here. He wants to be here.
Think about the gamble that would be in the running back environment. You can go sign a 1 year deal somewhere and you'll end up on the bottom of a roster. Well, I ain't gonna say of the roster, bottom of the depth chart because they signed a rookie, and that they draft a rookie and they gonna force feed that rookie the ball. Now you in a new place. You're the second guy. You're on a 1 year, $3 million deal, and you're gonna be in old SHIT mode after that year, trying to find a home. Period. When Buffalo, you could have took that 1 year deal here, moved on. They Buffalo and moved on, got somebody else. They doing what they do, right? Or if you do come back there after that year, they only gonna offer you the minimum. They're not gonna offer you 3 again. So you better off taking that 1 year, $3 million deal, run it back, and then come back to them when there's more money on the table. Say, all right, listen, I'll take 3 for 12. Let's roll. I mean, that's running back environment is crappy right now. Look at some of the running backs in the last couple of years that hit the market that really didn't get a payday.
Yeah. Sounds like you just explained TJ Yeldon all over again.
Yeah.
And as a running back, that could lead to end of your career.
Real quick. Because especially he don't bring you any value on special teams because he don't play special teams. So I mean, he would be a fool if Buffalo offer him. If it's me, Buffalo, if I'm them, I'm end of the year. Buffalo say, listen, I got 3 years, $10 million for you. 8 is guaranteed, 7 is guaranteed. I'm taking it because at that point in time, now I understand what's going on. I'm gonna invest my money. I'm gonna be somewhere unfamiliar, and I'm gonna run these damn years up. And at the end of that contract, I'll be at 7 years, and I'm gonna run it up. That's how.
7 years full pension.
Yeah, 7 years working towards that pension. I'm running it up. That's me. He may want to gamble on himself, and that's cool. I'm 35 now. I just turned 35, so I look at it maybe a little bit different than a 25-year-old.
Right.
But I'm taking that deal, and I know where I'm going to be for the next 3 years. There's not many players in NFL history that play 1 year for one team for 7 years. Not many. Very rare.
I hear you. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Motor, man. Like I said, I'd love to see him remain here. And Dead Troop, I like the duo him and Cook. Even if Cook was RB1 technically, actually, I like the duo. I really do.
And I think they complement each other right now. I think you run that back.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens, man. Ray Cruz says, speaking of setting up blocks, what up with Dawkins and Questenberry health status? I mean, Dawkins had a high ankle sprain. You know, obviously he'll have a couple of extra days to heal that. And actually, shout out and congratulations to D-Doc as well. He was actually named the Bills Walter Payton Man of the Year for this season. So,
awesome.
You know, actually, let's give him I think I got it here. Let's give him a, maybe I ain't got it. But here we go. Give Dion a round of applause. Just a round of applause for that, man. He put a lot of work in the community this year. Well, he earned it. Well deserved. I don't know if he's gonna play against the Jets. I mean, high ankle sprain for a big guy.
I don't want.
Nah.
Because some things can linger. Heal.
Yeah. Questenberry, I thought Questenberry battled through the injury the other night. He got injured early versus the Patriots. I don't know what his status is. I mean, obviously, I think McDermott gave the Bills, what's the day? Tuesday? They should have got back to practice today, right?
Or maybe yesterday. With that extra little break, so.
Because he gave him 3 days off.
Okay.
It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think he gave him 3 days off, so they should be back yesterday. We'll know more, obviously, tomorrow, and the injury report started coming out Thursday and Friday and things as such. But I thought Questenberry did a pretty good job in that game. Now, Oosh got the best of him a couple times there. I mean, and that kid's fast. Oosh from the Patriots, his first step is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully we get them both back healthy. But I think we get Questenberry in for this game. I don't think Dawkins is going to play against the Jets. I'd be surprised if he does. What are you thinking? Too? You thinking back from Miami, right?
Yeah, I don't even want to see him out there. I mean, think about the rest of this week in practice. If anything, condition and stuff.
Yeah. Back to Miami. Back from Miami?
Yeah, just do conditioning stuff in practice. Keep his wind up. Don't even try to suit him up this week.
Yeah. How long would that be away from the injury? Because he got hurt, what, Detroit game?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he got hurt in the Detroit game, and that was on Thanksgiving. So, just kind of want to count these days here and just see what 1,
7,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
18
8,
days.
9,
That'd be
10.
18 days.
For Miami, right?
Yep.
Or for the Jets.
No, that'd be 18 days from the Jets. The Jets would be
Miami would be 20. Miami would be 25 days, right?
18 from the Jets game this Sunday.
Okay. I mean, I think that's the normal time period of if you stay off it, you're rested, getting a hill. He's a big guy, but you definitely need him versus Miami or them getting Bradley Chubb. So
Yeah.
Well, other than that, man, I mean, like I said, I thought that the Bills did a hell of a job going to New England. They handled business. They turned the season around, and I want to say one thing too. Well, Miami losing to San Fran, I think I said it. I don't know if I said it last week, but I'm gonna say it now if I didn't. I know we're saying that Miami is our biggest rival right now, but if Miami loses this game versus the Chargers in LA, and then they have to come to Buffalo, that could easily be 3 losses in a row for them. With a New England team that's not necessarily throwing in the towel, even though Bill Belichick threw the towel in against us. No mas, he said, in the great words of Roberto Duran. Okay. No mas, but they have a tough schedule, and they finished the season with 2 AFC East games. And you are always high on those AFC East games, divisional games. Like, yo, teams coming to play.
They're not gimmies, man. They are not gimmies.
So Miami's schedule is really tough down the start. I think it's Chargers, then come here to Buffalo, then go back home to play Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, Patriots, Jets. Those wheels can fall off real quick.
Yep.
So, but before we get off here, man, any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are Bills Mafia. All that people was tripping, panicking, and all of that. We are in first place. Relax. I told y'all. I know I might seem a little crazy at times. Relax. We good. We got this. We're winning multiple different ways. We win in close games. We win in ugly games. We win in big games. We're winning a bunch of different ways. We're winning running the ball. We're running balance. We're winning balance. We're winning throwing the ball all over the yard.
Mm-hmm.
We got this. And I'm very confident about this weekend. I think score prediction 38-17.
Yeah, 38-17. All right, I'm going to go I'll go 35-17. I'll give 17 too. I'll give 35-17.
Okay.
I give 35-17. I think that they got something to prove. I think they're going to come off pretty pissed off. And that's the truth. They may put up 40 of them if they can.
Yeah.
Just because the Jets beat them and they celebrated the way they did as they did. So, I don't know. Other than that, I mean, like I said, the Bills need this one for sure. This will put the gap between them, especially between them some other teams in the AFC. Because, like I said, the Bengals are coming. The Bengals are coming quick. They're on our heels. The Titans are not necessarily out of it. They just took an L. They fired their GM today. That was strange, but I'm not surprised because that seemed like that was an emotional move because they didn't re-sign A.J. Brown. So somebody was upset about that. When you have money, you can do that. You can just fire people at any time. We come to know that in this world, right? But no, I think that the Bills need to come out. They need to match the Jets' physicality. That's the biggest thing. I think they need to match the Jets' physicality. I think I need to come out and they need to do what they do. I want to say have a balanced run game this game, but I'd be okay with them just coming out there and just throwing all around the yard on the Jets.
Yeah. And
T. Jones young boy something out there. So, other than that, man, I mean, any final thoughts?
That's it, man. We coming to ball out. Excited about this weekend. We play at 1, right?
Yeah, we're 1 o'clock this week.
Yeah, 1 o'clock this week. Our last 1 o'clock Sunday game that we know of for the regular season. So I'm excited. Want to come out, just smash these dudes. My travel 7-on-7 team starting on Saturday. UAS both days. We about to get after it. Don't sleep on it. Be on it. You heard me? So it's gonna be a great weekend.
That's it. Hey, I got nothing else. I'm getting off here. Bills 9-3. Jets week. Let's take care of them. Down the Jets. Let's go. Go Bills. Catch you later. Thank you for tuning in. As always.
All right, y'all.
Bills.